Generations of warfare are ever evolving and changing rapidly in the modern era. As information technology or computers gain influence in every field of life, the battlefield is no exception. Artificial intelligence, autonomous drones, autonomous weapon systems, and loitering munitions, those technologies once considered a science fiction are now battlefield realities. In this video, we'll explore how AI is transforming combat, what autonomous weapon systems are, their pros and risks, and how they already played roles in recent regional conflict, especially the recent May 2025 India-Pakistan skirmishes. First, definitions. An autonomous weapon system, AWS, is a weapon, typically unmanned, that can select and engage targets without direct human control. There are varying levels, some require human input at every stage, others only human oversight. The riskiest ones may act independently in combat. AI powers many of these capabilities: target recognition, decision support, sensor fusion, navigation, and even predictive behavior. Similar to modern CCTV systems, cameras can now detect even the slightest motion and identify it instantly. Military AI more broadly includes drone swarms that coordinate with minimal human control, decision support systems that help commanders sort huge amounts of data, detect threats, monitor borders, predict enemy movement, electronic warfare, signal intelligence, and communication jamming or interception. Some advantages: faster reaction times, reduced risks to human soldiers, operating in dangerous or contested zones, overwhelming enemy defenses. But there are big challenges: reliability, ethics, accountability, risk of accidental escalation or malfunction, and legal regulatory gaps. Across the world, autonomous and semi-autonomous systems are being developed and used. For example, drone swarms have become an area of fast innovation. Sets of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, that coordinate with each other, share information, adapt to conditions. In many conflicts, AI-enabled drones are being used for reconnaissance, strike missions, loitering munitions, drones that loiter in a zone until a target appears, and electronic warfare. To see these technologies in a real-world context, let's examine the India-Pakistan conflict of May 2025. Codenamed Operation Sindoor by Indian forces, this flashpoint was triggered by a significant cross-border skirmish that rapidly escalated, providing a stark testbed for the next generation of warfare. Similar advances were already evident in Ukraine, where extensive drone use for surveillance and precision strikes caused severe damage to Russian targets, most notably in the lethal attacks on air bases, showcasing how unmanned systems are reshaping modern battlefields. The Indo-Pak conflict was relatively brief, lasting under 72 hours, but its brevity speaks to the speed and lethality of modern combat. It was notable for the unprecedented integration of drones, missiles, precision munitions, and emerging autonomous AI-enabled systems on both sides. For Pakistan, systems like the Burak and Shahpar UAVs were workhorses for ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. For strike roles, the Chinese-made Winglong UAV was pivotal, acting as a hunter-killer platform armed with air-to-surface missiles to engage high-value targets. To counter these threats, anti-drone systems were essential. Both sides used a mix of electronic warfare to jam UAV signals and kinetic interceptors for physical destruction, creating a layered defense. On the Indian side, one of the big advances was a Kashtir, an automated air defense control and reporting system. Its AI-enabled core is designed to fuse data from a vast network of sensors into a single unified air picture. This allows it to detect drones, missiles, and loitering munitions, share the data across services, and assign the best weapon to respond more quickly than any human operator could. In May 2025, it was reported to have foiled multiple drone and missile attacks, including a coordinated saturation attack aimed at a key forward airbase. Another example, the use of loitering munitions like Nagastra-1 by India. These lightweight UAV missile hybrids are designed to hover over a battlefield, waiting for a target. Once identified, the munition dives to strike with precision, giving ground forces a potent on-demand capability. We also saw that integration, command and control, and electronic warfare made big differences. Pakistan's use of an integrated C4 ISR framework, heavily reliant on Chinese-supplied systems, allowed for rapid data sharing from sensors to shooters, giving them some initial tactical advantages. Meanwhile, India's challenge was managing a more diverse set of platforms. Sourcing hardware and software from multiple nations can cause significant interoperability issues. a critical vulnerability when trying to create a seamless, networked fighting force. The conflict has been called by some analysts the first algorithmic war between two nuclear-armed neighbors. Drones played prominently, along with missiles and precision munitions, but the key lesson was that victory now hinges on mastering the software, networks, and speed of AI-driven warfare. While the technological capability is advancing, the ethical and practical risks are profound. The central debate is autonomy versus human oversight. This isn't a simple switch, but a spectrum of control, from human in the loop, where a person approves lethal action, to human on the loop, where they can intervene, to the most controversial human out of the loop, where the machine makes the final life or death decision alone. At what point do we allow machines to make lethal decisions? Critics argue that delegating this authority to an algorithm is an abdication of human responsibility, a dangerous outsourcing of morality that crosses a fundamental ethical line. This is compounded by the risk of error. Fully autonomous target selection is controversial because even sophisticated AI can make catastrophic mistakes. These systems can be fooled by camouflage, electronic spoofing, or signal interference. More insidiously, they are vulnerable to adversarial attacks. Subtle data manipulations that can cause an AI to misidentify a school bus as a tank. This inherent brittleness means we can never be fully certain of an AI's decision in the chaos of a real battlefield, where data is imperfect and the stakes are ultimate. The speed of these systems introduces the danger of flash wars, where conflicts escalate in minutes, faster than humans can comprehend, let alone control. This also creates a dangerous accountability gap. If an autonomous weapon kills civilians by mistake, who is responsible? The programmer, the commanding officer, the manufacturer? International humanitarian law is built on human judgment. When a non-human agent makes the mistake, the chain of responsibility shatters, creating a legal and moral vacuum where justice for victims becomes nearly impossible to find. Then there's proliferation. Once these technologies exist, they will spread. Experts warn of AI-powered weapons becoming the Kalashnikovs of tomorrow. Cheap, accessible, and easily acquired by states, non-state actors, and terrorists. Strategically, AI is already shifting the balance of power. Countries that effectively integrate these systems, build sound doctrines, and achieve jointness, seamless coordination among all military branches, will gain significant advantages. The May 2025 India-Pakistan conflict illustrated this starkly. Integrated, AI-enabled command structures made a decisive difference, while fragmented command and poor interoperability led to failure. AI combat technology and autonomous weapons are no longer a distant sci-fi concept. They are a present-day reality, actively reshaping global military strategy. As we've explored, the potential they offer is immense. Decision-making at machine speed, surgical precision that minimizes collateral damage, and the ability to protect human soldiers by sending autonomous systems into the most dangerous zones. However, this power comes with profound risks. An algorithmic error could lead to catastrophic mistakes. The black box nature of some AI raises terrifying ethical dilemmas about accountability. Who is responsible when a machine makes a fatal error? Furthermore, the speed of AI-driven conflict could lead to flash wars, escalation so rapid that human leaders have no time to intervene. Looking ahead, the path is fraught with challenges. A new global arms race is in motion, with nations like the United States, China, and Russia pouring billions into developing superior AI capabilities. This competitive pressure makes establishing international norms harder than ever. For militaries, it's not just about acquiring hardware, but investing in integration, training, and crucially, developing countermeasures to defend against these very threats. This isn't just a conversation for generals. We all have a stake in deciding where the red lines should be drawn. The fictional India-Pakistan conflict of 2025 served as a stark case study, demonstrating the immense peril of rapid, unintended escalation when the margin for error is virtually zero. As these systems evolve, the fundamental questions remain. Who truly controls the machines, and how do we ensure they serve humanity rather than endanger it? What are your thoughts on the future of AI in warfare? Let us know in the comments. For more deep dives into the technology shaping our world, make sure to subscribe.